This City of Light, A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction written and narrated by Mira with artwork for the opening and thumbnail image by YANE on Pixiv. You can find a link to YANE's Pixiv in the description box. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. If you aren't sure what to comment, put Christmas tree lights. Please enjoy This City of Light, Chapter 5. Marinette Dupang Chang as Ladybug. Paris, France, the 5th night of December. Oh my... Kwame? Cat Noir finished, shooting her a smirk with his chin up and arms crossed. Sure, Ladybug said, shaking her head. Oh my Kwame. Dozens of trees, lit with twinkling lights, freckled the plaza below them. They were hidden in the shadows of the Place Vendôme. I don't think this is what Napoleon pictured. Wasn't it King Louis Roman numerals who built it, though? Ladybug blinked, then slowly turned to her partner. King Louis Roman numerals? Yeah, he built this, right? Not Napoleon? She pressed her lips together, trying not to laugh. Didn't you get a private tutor for French history? Shouldn't you know what 10th Louis ordered this to be built? Will you love me less if I told you the only reason I know the numerical mafia is from playing Final Fantasy games? Did you just dodge the question? So you aren't denying that you love me. He grinned, his teeth wide enough to make up for the lack of snow, and wiggled his eyebrows. What'd you bring? There was a grease-stained paper bag in his hand, and she jutted her chin at it. Fried chicken. Wanna eat and people watch? My favorite. She held up the blanket she brought, returning his smile. Are we doing scandalous storylines? Tragic heroes? Star-crossed lovers? Two people who liked each other at the same time but missed the romantic opportunity only to end up as best friends sitting on a rooftop in December? Cat helped her straighten the blanket as she unrolled it, looking up at the end of his question, and she felt the wind bite her cheeks. Or maybe it was the heat. No, it's chilly out. Definitely the cool air. Ooh, I like that story. I know, right? Cat shrugged, then sat down. She joined him, thigh to thigh. Can't quite figure out the ending, though. Drumstick? He held out the bag to her, and she reached in without looking. Weren't we gonna have fried chicken for Christmas dinner? I'm sorry. Did you just imply that you don't like eating fried chicken more than once per month? Ladybug shot him a side eye, pulling her thigh away from his for dramatic effect. Just for that, I'm gonna eat the chicken sandwich. Good, because they forgot to take the pickles off. Cat Noir, superhero, can't eat pickles. Yeah, it's a cucumber, and I'm a cat. She rolled her eyes. You're also just a picky eater. Are you referring to tomatoes again? Just pick them off. It leaves behind Satan's eyeball juice. Why would I eat poison willingly? It's nice to know you aren't attracted to the color red, I suppose. On you? Yes. The wolf in sheep's clothing of the vegetable world? Not so much. Is that... Ladybug saw a man approaching one of the trees below. Mr. Pigeon, Cat Noir pointed. His name is Mr. Pigeon. Cat, he's Mr. Pigeon. I'm not going to call someone by their akumatized version. Cat leaned in, and Ladybug reflexively stretched back. Mr. Pigeon. He separated the words, then reached into the bag in her lap, pulling out a piece of fried chicken and taking a bite, all while maintaining eye contact. I'm gonna make you apologize to him the next time we see him.
Sorry, Mr. Piggy,
Cat began, yelling over the roof as Ladybug did her best to cover his mouth, only to touch his half-chewed chicken bite. Gross.
I don't know what to tell you.
He swallowed what he could.
You're the one who put your hand to my mouth after taking a bite. I know you saw me. We held eye contact. It was a moment.
She didn't have a comeback for that. Instead, she wiped her hand on his thigh, then turned her attention to her drumstick as he wrinkled his nose at her. He deserved the saliva. I'm just returning what is yours, she said, then took a bite.
You're not supposed to return gifts. You're not supposed to spit in a lady's hand. A lady shouldn't use her hand to cover a man's mouth.
Trust me, you needed to be silenced. Ladybug gave him a wink, and he rolled his eyes.
If I had a better voice, I'd belt out a Disney number right now.
What do you mean? I love your voice.
Please, my tune is passable at best.
Says the guy with an EP that could easily pay my tuition every month. Cat brought his ear to his shoulder, keeping his crinkled nose.
Every other.
Still, it made you more in the first week than some people make working 2 jobs in a year.
Ah, yes. The magic of pitch correction and proper layering.
And a handsome face. He turned to look at her, his grin so wide she knew he was about to lean into the joke.
So you admit it. You think I'm handsome.
Oh, my Kwame. And that was their night. Cracking jokes and pointing out people who'd been akumatized from the rooftop, reminiscing about plans and sleight of hands until the chicken was cold, but they ate it anyway.
Well,
Cat Noir said, crinkling the bag.
It's about that time.
It sure is. She stood up, then tugged the blanket so he'd get off of it. What did the blog rank this one at?
3?
He rubbed the side of his face and down his jawline, and Ladybug had yet another reminder that most girls her age would call her lucky.
I don't think it's rated best to worst, though.
Or vice versa?
Or vice versa.
He helped her fold the blanket, hand lingering over hers as she tucked it into her arms.
Thanks for tonight. I needed it.
I know. She shrugged and took a step back. But I did too. It was his turn to step back, looking away with a smile that wasn't happy as he'd crossed the roof.
Sorry.
Hey, Cat? He looked up, eyes wide, like a kid caught with a toy he was allowed to have, but still worried it'd get taken away for some reason.
Yes? Yes?
I love you. He looked at her from across the roof, meeting her eyes instead of studying the shingles, and his face melted.
I love you too.
They held the moment, then nodded their heads before going their separate ways, hearts twinkling like Christmas tree lights. It was a beautiful evening for both of them. Thank you so much for listening. Chapter 5 will be out tomorrow, or as usual, if you're from the future, just click right here. If you are still listening, comment partnership, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!